What's up? It's your boy Carcino here, and let's talk about it. The mafioso lifestyle. It's always talked about, it's always glorified, and it's always talked about as if it's a problem. We need to stop. Hello. You ever hear somebody say that? Oh, we got to stop this. We got to stop the mob. But yet they make 55,000 movies about the mob, 55,000 television shows and documentaries over the people that they claim were some of the worst people on the planet. And get this, because I want to be very clear about this. The so-called mafia or mafioso, there's some big misconceptions about them. Misconceptions when dealing with the mafia is that no one rats. Hey, no one rats. You know, you're 100% Italian. That's how they can trust you. They can trace you all the way back to your old days. No one rats. They don't trust anybody. Well, so a lot of them died in prison because someone who was 100% Italian testified against them for immunity. So the system of being 100% Italian has changed over the years. Here's another misconception that they have involving the mafia. Okay? Very huge misconception. The mafia don't always whack people. Not everybody in the mob walks around whacking people. Okay? That's a falsehood. Sure, you have people in the mafia who did these things, but not everybody in the mob actually did this or were even violent. You had a lot of people in the mafia who were actually businessmen. A lot of them went to college, got degrees. Some of them grew up in the streets. So their education came there. You know, number rackets. The smaller guys, they ended up becoming more of a shakedown. The mob wants to try to avoid whacking people as much as possible. That's the last resort. They rather get the money by extortion than to take somebody out because, okay, you take them out, but now you don't get any money. Well, mafias have changed now. They've turned into corporations. They've gotten evolved. So they have not disappeared. And that's another misconception that the mob no longer exists. They exist very strongly. And a lot of them still have strongholds in their lasting neighborhoods. But their grandchildren and their children's children have modified into the new millennial mafia, where they are in charge of corporations They're presidents. They're backed by old street money, put through the right schools. Some of them became police officers in the neighborhood. Some of them has, outstanding pull in the communities. Some have joined politics and become politicians. So you have to understand there's a lot of different ways the mafia still has influence. So the misconceptions is what blinds people to the actual facts of what's going on. So just thought we'll enlighten these people on these things here. Oh, well, The Sopranos glorified a young, brash, uh, mafia lifestyle that not all lot of mafia members do. A lot of them don't cheat on their wives. As you know, the Soprano movie will have it like Tony just go around banging everything that moves. In real life, it doesn't work that way. A lot of them are very loyal husbands to their wives. There are a lot of them are all about family and staying on top of their children and their education. But then you get some that's the younger group who are more single. They're the ones that really wow out, and just, take advantage of the lifestyle. And you might say, well, how do I know so much about this lifestyle? Well, when you know some actual members who actually disprove a lot of these things from fiction to facts, then you'll start to put it all together. You understand? So, on that note, I want to say thank you to him because this is very need to know information. So, it wasn't that there wasn't any Gumars. Yeah, they were Gumars for some, but it wasn't the norm. Most Italian men love taking out and showcasing their wives, dressing their wives up in jewelry, keeping them flashy. It was a show of respect and of standards. Yeah, it's a misconception because what used to happen in the 70s and 80s was the wild cowboy ways of the mafia when they were in war, but it's not like the movie The Godfather showed you what happened when a family's at war. But not always the mafia's at war with somebody. So they're not whacking all these guys but because they glorify those who did get whacked on all these reality shows and hey, this person got whacked. So and so this, the mafia did this, the mafia did that. Because they keep showing you all this stuff, you start to believe it. So you think this is just a norm, Joe Pesci just walking up, popping people in the head, everybody shooting everybody. It's not realistic. It's not realistic. In the new millennium, there's hardly anybody getting whacked. And if you whack somebody you wasn't supposed to, you're going down. So you better have a doggone good reason to do anything that could bring attention to them. You understand? So that's just some of the misconceptions. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell. And if you want to support my page, hit up my Cash App, which is Carcino. God bless you. Good night.